Hey guys, so in this video I got a new tablet and it's one of those fancy ones where I'm able to write on the computer. So we're just going to see how this video ends up turning out because my handwriting might end up being really messy. But anyway, in this video I want to talk about equivalent resistors, capacitors, and inductors. So you guys should remember from your intro E&M course and in 241 that we learned the rules for series resistors and parallel resistors. So if we have two resistors R1 and R2 in series, we just sum them in order to get an equivalent resistance. So in series, we take R1 plus R2 equal Req. And then there's the formula for parallel resistors, but I prefer to remember the simplified one, where if they're in parallel, the equivalent resistance is R1 times R2 all over R1 plus R2. Okay, good. So you guys should remember these formulas, and they're pretty simple to be honest. But do you guys know how they work for both inductors and capacitors? Well, it turns out for inductors that inductors are the exact same as resistors. If you have series inductors, you just sum them, and if you have parallel inductors, you use the formula. So that's nothing new and nothing special. It's just something for you guys to remember. So for inductors, if you have series, you sum them, and if they're in parallel, use the formula. But here's where things get weird, capacitors. So capacitors are the exact opposite of resistors. So if you have two series capacitors, you actually use the parallel formula. And if you have two parallel capacitors, you actually use the series formula. And that's something that might come up in one of your homeworks or on one of the exams. And it's just a common thing people forget, because once you learn these series and parallel formulas for resistors, you're like, oh, those apply to all components. I don't have to worry about it. But you guys need to remember that capacitors are backwards. Yes, both resistors and inductors are the same, but capacitors are the odd man out. And so remember, on a lot of exams, they like to throw trip-up questions like that. So that's something you guys should be aware of. So capacitors. If we have series capacitors, we use the parallel rule. So series, we do C1 times C2 all over C1 plus C2. And if they're in parallel, then we just sum them. All right, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about in this video. And I'm going to keep experimenting with this tablet to see how I can make the videos better for you guys, because I feel like the handwriting is a little bit messy on this one, so I'm just going to look into what other software I can use in order to make it look better. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next one.